ITTF Parkinson's World Table Tennis Championships. My name is Leandro Olbe, Director of the ITTF Foundation, and I would like to introduce you with the gentleman on this table. We have Mr. Thomas Weikert, ITTF and ITTF Foundation President. We have Steve Dainton, who is the CEO of the ITTF. Zoran Primorac is the ITTF Athletes Commission Chair and a table tennis legend as well. And last but not least, Nenad Bach, famous musician and co-founder of Pong Parkinson. This event is hosted by the ITTF Foundation, which is the newly created social responsibility arm of the ITTF. You can find more information in your chairs. It's a report. And to start, we would like to show you a short film that shows what is about Pong Parkinson.
My name is Nenad Bach. I'm a singer, songwriter, composer, producer, and peace activist. I'm performing for the last 40 years actually. But 9 years ago I felt a tremor in the right hand and I said something is wrong. And I went to the doctors, but nobody could define what it was. They said that I'm too sensitive as an artist. But then a year later I was diagnosed with Parkinson. I accepted it. And 3 years ago I stopped playing public. I wish I don't have it, but since I do have it, I sort of enjoy it because there is a certain beauty in slowness. A friend of mine, Bob, invited me to table tennis center, and then I was introduced to ping pong, and I started to play table tennis on a regular basis. Then I noticed that actually the next day I moved much better. And I felt much better. So I increased the playing to 3 times a week eventually, maybe 6 months later. And I noticed that actually I'm now 50% better. Not just physically, mentally also. Everything is better than it used to be. I even keep the pedal here next to me, next to bed, so I can play left and right. And it improved me. So I could perform again. Not as good as I used to be, but good enough for my standards to play live. I want to help other people because it's helping me. I hope that everybody who is diagnosed like me will be helped and play, because they know that exercise helps, but exercise is boring and ping pong is fun. I'm going tonight to play. We have the Pong Parkinson Association. People with the same issues are there. And I can't wait to do that. Table tennis, it's beneficial for me and for everybody with the diagnosis. I didn't conquer Parkinson's with ping pong, but I conquered the fear of Parkinson.
We couldn't hear at the beginning some of what you were saying. There were some table tennis balls disturbing us, but maybe you can tell us, you're a famous musician, you have been playing with Pavarotti, also we were connected with Bono from U2, and you had a long career, but suddenly you couldn't play the guitar anymore. Is that correct? Can you tell us something about that?
First of all, I don't call it a disease. They say Parkinson's disease. I call this Parkinson diagnosis, because because we really don't know what it is. We know that something is missing, that some neurons are dying, but we don't know what it is. So basically 3 years ago I stopped playing in the guitar publicly because my shaking, syncopation, I couldn't play in all of this. And then when I started to play ping pong, everything changed. In my opinion, table tennis is, if the sport is a literature, table tennis will be poetry. There is some sort of magic in playing, in watching the ball spinning in the air, hitting the tangent. It makes grown men feel like boys, and boys feel like a man. Like grandmothers feel like young girls, and young girls feel like mothers. It's a magic. And I know that it's because there is no money in the sport, so you have to love it. And all of us who are here, we love that sport. So for myself, I found how beneficial it's for me. What I want with this project that we are doing together, that ITTF recognized, we want the rest of the world to get benefits. There are 10 million people who suffer from Parkinson, and not just 10 million people who have it, but their families, their close ones. So there's maybe 30, 40, 50 million people in the world are affected by it. So why not help everybody? And so I was lucky enough to present this case with friend Zoran Primorac and a number of people. And by the way, I have here a team of Pong Parkinson. We established an organization in New York, Pleasantville. We have a beautiful venue in Pleasantville, New York, where we will have a Chmpnshp. And I will just introduce a few people here from Pong Parkinson organization. This is marketing director Kris, please stand. Yeah. Then Kris from Pong Parkinson, Croatia. That's the first franchise. His son Silvio, who will be next new forces. Yeah. And then we have Kris from our club here. We have Becky Nisbet also from our club. So I have the whole entourage anyway, and I was happy enough and lucky enough to meet Steve and Thomas and Leandro, and as Steve said, the stars need to be aligned for this to happen. So I'm grateful and honored, and here's the microphone is yours.
Maybe President Baker can tell us why the ITTF would like to get involved with this movement.
Yeah, in general, we met us first time last year in Darmstadt in World Championships. I didn't know anything about this, so sorry about this, but since that time, of course, we were on the way to have a foundation and to make, let's say, a new development program. And one, you see here, one of the pillars is health. And this was a good project to show the world that table tennis is not only a competitive sport, what we see here in the main venue and then the second playing venue, but that we have a huge development program, social projects, but one of these projects has something to do with health. And therefore, I think we have some expertises. We are proud that we can say our sport can help, as you say, no disease, diagnose and can help a little bit to that you and the other who have this diagnosis feel better, can enjoy better their life. And so we have, I think, commonly decided to get into this project to help each other. And as you know, we will have done the first championship in New York later this year, which is not a championship like here, competitive. The first goal is that you have there as many as possible people there who, let's say, can gain a little bit, can inform and can see that table tennis can do something for Parkinson.
Thanks, Mr. President. And then the next question is to our CEO, Steve Dainton. The first time you met with Nenad Bach was 1 year ago, exactly at the World Championships. And what happened from that meeting to this, from those World Championships to these World Championships?
Thank you, Leandro. Yes, it was, as I remember, and as I think I said, it was one of the most interesting meetings that we had at the World Championships in Halmstad. And one of the great things about that meeting was that it started with music and a song. And I'm hoping that this press conference can maybe finish with music and a song, but let's keep that surprise for later. So I think it's one of those moments that you just never forget, because it was completely different how we started this relationship. And when Nenad told his story about how table tennis had helped improve the quality of life and helped to improve him being able to enjoy the parts of life that he had started to feel was getting more and more difficult, then it was clear that, and that table tennis had helped that, then it was clear we really had to do something. And we thought about it a lot, and internally we thought a lot about what can we do, how can we get involved, and then the idea of a World Championships of Parkinson's was born, and we've gone from there, basically, strength to strength. And I think we're really excited about this first event. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interest. We're going to see a lot of people there, and it should only be probably the first step in how we cooperate together, having a championships, and then really developing how table tennis can be used as a way to help people with different health issues.
Thank you, Steve. And we have the last on the row, Zoran Primorac. You have two things in common with Nenad. One of them is being Croatian, and the second one is being a table tennis player. And you are chairing the ITTF Athletes Commission. Could you tell us from the athlete perspective, from the perspective of a player, how do you see this project? What is your impression?
I mean, first I would like to come back in Halmstad when Nenad and we had the idea to present our idea to the ITTF governing body and officials, president and CEO, and we didn't know how they would react when we came, and then they didn't know much about really about our idea. And I really am really thankful to you guys, because you recognize the really importance of what we really presented to you, and you really understood that this is really a huge opportunity for the people that are suffering Parkinson, and also for the ITTF to be helpful for the community and to make this sport really global, not only in competition way. Competition just can be also helpful for the people. And I mean, I'm really happy that this happened after 1 year, that we will have a World Parkinson Championships, and I'm really grateful to all table tennis family. And but in the end, all benefit goes to the people who are suffering Parkinson, and they'll have really time to meet each other, to share the experience, and hopefully this table tennis will be the tool how you can decrease the symptoms of Parkinson in the future. And I'm looking forward to, this is just the first one, and we are looking for the long World Championships in the future.
And then I would like to announce, then we will sign a contract. The ITTF Foundation will support the organization of this first 2019 ITTF Parkinson World Table Tennis Championships from 11th to 13th of October in New York. We hope this to be the first, not the last, and we will continue with this World Championship. The idea is not to focus on the competition, and the impact that we expect is not only on those playing there, the impact should be on all the communities with the Parkinson disease, so they realize that after playing table tennis they can improve their life quality.
We will compete.
You will compete anyway, of course, but that's not the main aim. open the floor if there is any question to the one present here.
Nenad, in the video you say everything is better than it used to be. In the video you say everything is better than it used to be. Can you identify what is better?
First of all, cognitive. I think clearer. If I play tennis, I shake less. My posture is better. So everything on a daily basis. That, for example, when you eat the soup and your hand shakes, it's very difficult to eat soup. But when it's less shaking, then it's easier to eat the soup. So it affects everything, your daily needs. Sorry, yes. That's left hand. Right hand is more shaking. And so it affects everything, what shaking on a daily basis. Like you eat soup, if it shakes, it's difficult, but if it doesn't, so if I'm 50% better, it affects everything. My posture, my walking, my cognitive, I think better, I can remember more things. So when I say everything that's happening in daily life, I dance better. Yeah. And I can play guitar. I can show you a little bit later. I could not play syncopation. Now I can play syncopation. So it's 100% difference. Yeah.
So you're saying it is helping with your music skills?
It helps me. So I did not perform 3 years ago. I stopped performing, and then when I started to play ping pong for 6 months, I started to perform again live. So it's like 0 or 1 digital, you know, yes or no. So it's a huge difference for me because I'm a professional musician.
So, just so that I get this right, before you started to play table tennis, it has enabled you for some of your music skills to be returned.
Correct. Thank you.
Do we have any other question? Yeah.
Can I ask you, Nenad, why you should people? How you manage people? Explain.
By coincidence, a friend of mine asked me to come to see the venue. We have a beautiful venue in Pleasantville, New York, where Will Shorts is the owner and he's the crossword puzzles for New York Times. And we have 17 tables and high ceilings, maybe 10, almost 10 meters high ceilings. And I used to, like everybody, used to play ping pong or table tennis in youth. You know, it's sport that can be carried anywhere. We were thinking, you know, Kriston had the idea how we should put it on the airports, for example. You know, so because it's a relatively inexpensive sport, you can place it anywhere. So I started to play a little bit, and then because I like it, as I said in the video, exercise is boring for me. If I don't go to the gym, how many times can you lift the weight? Right? You know, after 17 times, you want to do something else. But table tennis, each hit is different. Each one, each speed of it is different. So it's very intriguing. And so I started a little bit by little bit. I just went once a week, then twice a week, and I noticed the difference. That's how, but by pure coincidence. I didn't plan anything.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Any other question on the floor?
I can sing you a song first, and then you can ask me again. How about that? improvise something here. We'll have zona primaries on the racket and the ball. And the right side you can clap or do with his fingers, like in that rhythm. To examine this properly, to have a clinical study. So I hope that the whole community will join and spread the word that we are looking for scientists to find out why the table tennis is so beneficial for all of us. Because I think it's a sport that is inexpensive and it's fun. It's magic. Like yesterday we played like for hours and I don't know how to stop. It's just like, it's mind-boggling. It's a little bit mystery, like the universe. You know, nobody can explain magical light on the earth and universe. And also, I'm working on another project which is World Peace in 1 hour, which I think we all need peace. And through sports, arts, gastronomy, and fashion, we have tried to spread the word. And I think this is a beautiful marriage of our needs and the beautiful life that we have. With a simple game, we can improve the lives of many people. And let's do it. Any more questions? We've seen people from India coming, so any questions who came a little bit later? Yes.
The event official song or anthem.
So now you can proclaim it.
I'm asking.
It's up to you. Why not?
Can that song be used?
Excuse me, why not?
Yeah.
We can decide right now.
Yeah?
I vote for.
Yes,
We have all the rights.
I think it's a great initiative. I met Nenad last year in the World Championship. I'm completely in with this project, and we will promote it in India also. And of course, this is a great opportunity for everybody to learn, because I know there was, in Japan there was a research in cerebral area, just by watching table tennis the blood flow increases. So it's a great thing, and it's a great perspective from ITTF to let Nenad do something like this. It's a great product to sell, and thank you for this opportunity.
I want to say something which I forgot. Daniela Pospish, please. She will be ambassador for we are training ambassadors in each country who will spread the word and try to recruit people. And I thought about creating a knighthood of 3P order, Pong Parkinson order. Instead of sword, I'll use the racket. So we'll create a little bit team of people around the world. And Daniela is definitely an instrumental person who knows the sport and who is very well connected and has the passion for the cause. And I'm thankful and glad that you are here. As well, Zoran, who organized the meeting, and you, who recognized me so quickly that I barely had time to think about it.
Thank you very much, Nenad. So we will wrap up this press conference, and remember, we would like to get some exposure as well. 2019 ITTF Parkinson's World Table Tennis Championship to be hosted by Pong Parkinson with the support of the ITTF Foundation, 11th to 13th of October in New York City, United States. Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy the rest of the World Championships.